We continue in today's video with the two-part Commonwealth Saga, namely its second and final entry, Judas Unchained. As you may expect, this 827-page book, which was published in 2005, basically exhibits very similar characteristics as Pandora's Star. Judas Unchained is also on the softer side of the sci-fi Mohs scale, potentially a bit softer than Pandora's Star owing to an increased use of what could be categorized as technobabble, and one of the plots verges even further into science fantasy. The world building remains exceptionally vast, although most of the heavy lifting was already done in Pandora's Star. Thus, we can now enjoy the story a bit more in this interesting universe. Judas Unchained, in its own right, offers quite a few unique ideas and builds on top of what was presented in the first volume of the series. Unsurprisingly, the roster of characters remains quite large, even for a space opera. I was not able to find neither awards nor award nominations for Judas Unchained, similar to what happened with Pandora's Star, which puzzles me a bit, but maybe this series flew under the radar during the time of its publication. If you happen to know more, please let me know in the comments. In terms of popular reception, Judas Unchained scores higher than Pandora's Star with a combined rating of 4.3 out of 5 stars based on thousands of Goodreads, Library Thing and Amazon reviews. On a side note, the slight increase in score for Judas Unchained could be another example for the quote-unquote higher volume number equals higher ratings phenomenon that I first mentioned in the review of Green Mars. Basically, with each installment of a series, mostly fans will continue reading, reviewing and rating them, whereas the critics will already have stopped reading after the first volume. Thus, the score will be skewed upwards, assuming a consistent quality of the volumes throughout the series. This hypothesis is supported by the fact that Judas Unchained received fewer overall reviews compared to Pandora's Star. Hence, it seems that some people jumped ship after the first volume, most likely people who were not impressed. The plot of Judas Unchained picks up directly after the events of Pandora's Star. Therefore, if you have not read the latter, you should be aware that massive spoilers related to Pandora's Star will follow. So, continue at your own risk. You have been warned. The once peaceful Commonwealth is in significant turmoil and crisis mode after several worlds were subject to massive attacks by the Prime, which were unintentionally unleashed from their enclosed solar system by the human expedition aboard the starship Second Chance. This hive-mind species, now with a single controlling intelligence named Morning Light Mountain, was able to uncover the secrets to wormhole technology and locate the Commonwealth of humanity. Having been in almost continual combat for its entire evolution, Morning Light Mountain believes that it is necessary to eliminate all other life in the universe in order to secure its survival into the distant future. It views all life that is not under its control as a potential threat. After ameliorating the situation for the vast number of refugees from the attacked worlds, the rest of the Commonwealth has to prepare countermeasures against this unrelenting force to hopefully find an ultimate solution to this threat. Several options are pursued, each with its own set of advantages and drawbacks. Meanwhile, the enigmatic Guardians of Selfhood, once believed to be a fringe group consisting of conspiracy theorists and radicals, have their own plan they try to enact, thwarting the efforts of the internal security forces of the Commonwealth to stop them. Over the course of Judas Unchained, Peter F. Hamilton weaves together quite different points of view, where these POVs serve to establish and introduce a relatively peaceful and potentially even utopian society in Pandora's Star. The POVs in Judas Unchained span the gamut from a detective story to the strife of civilians finding themselves in the middle of a war zone, to the exploits of grunts thrown into an interstellar conflict, to the leadership having to avert societal collapse by making harsh decisions, to agents of various factions advancing their respective agendas during these critical weeks. In general, Judas Unchained is paced faster compared to Pandora's Star. And Judas Unchained continues with one quite special point of view that already started in Pandora's Star, which I did not want to reveal in the previous review, not even using a spoiler tag. Certainly a highlight were the chapters from the perspective of Morning Light Mountain itself, the last remaining controlling intelligence of the Prime. Especially the first contact with humanity and subsequent investigation of humans were a refreshing idea. Hamilton created probably one of the most quote-unquote alien aliens, so to speak, in recent science fiction literature, since Morning Light Mountain's motivations, which stem from its evolution, seem not to conceive of notions such as intelligent, yet also independent and individual life forms. Over the course of the novel, Morning Light Mountain has to adapt to these concepts that are quite new to it to effectively fight the Commonwealth. Overall, Judas Unchained is more than a worthy continuation of Pandora's Star. The strengths of the first entry are retained in Judas Unchained, such as an intriguing world building, interesting and original ideas, as well as a roster of characters that are for the most part relatable and likable. In addition, Judas Unchained picks up the pace significantly, which is one of the criticisms frequently raised in discussions and reviews of Pandora's Star. It is quite refreshing that up to the very end, it is not really predictable how the main conflicts are ultimately resolved. Furthermore, the events transpiring throughout the whole Commonwealth Saga, which consist of Pandora's Star and Judas Unchained, turn out to be self-consistent and logical. In the end, I can only wholeheartedly recommend both Pandora's Star and Judas Unchained to anyone that enjoys immersing themselves into a vast fictional universe. If you liked this video, you may also enjoy the other reviews and content on my channel. Feel free to leave a comment if you want to discuss the novels or if you want to suggest other books that I should review in the future. Please consider upvoting and subscribing, it is much appreciated. Thank you for watching and until next time.